heat of it. It's a little bit.
When the drinking of it.
No, when I'm typing it in, like, okay, let's press go right now. All right, guys. Hey, what's up? This is the Freaking Control Show. We were just talking about being spelling bee champs.
Yo, yo, yo.
We're live and direct. Are you ready for this?
We're live
Yeah, we're live.
again. I have to apologize. We're starting late again, but
You won't know because you and I are gonna watch for 3 years.
no. But everyone else that's tuning in, we're like 2 hours, 2.5 hours late.
Oh, none of you.
We're like 2.5
Like
hours late.
our last subscriber was let me look at last subscriber was S&D Entertainment, which I'm pretty sure is Will 9 months ago. So yeah, we're okay.
This is what's crazy is
We're
have
okay.
a goal.
Yeah.
We have a goal, and I have no idea how we're gonna reach that freaking goal.
And that's the best
especially
part.
in the way to reach it takes so freaking long. But that's another conversation. That was another thing I wanted to talk about with you before we got on here. But now we're here. So,
Let's talk about it. Fuck it. Screw it. I mean, darn it.
But no, because this kind of rough realities, I wanted to kind of get into this. A little
Okay,
bit.
let's go.
All right, so it's been an interesting week, man. I've had a lot of I had a lot of stuff kind of going on work that seems to be a little bit negative and stuff like. I've learned a lot this week, actually, a couple things. But one particular thing I wanted to take to a next level for you people that are watching on how important this information is, and we're gonna take this is deeper. This is deeper than. This is deep. But I feel like we need to go deep because we're always winging it and stuff. I'd like to go back to a little bit of knowledge. And this is how important this information is. So today we're rough realities. And I'll get into in a minute what rough realities are. But number one, when you, now I'm going to look at my notes because I have this written down. I want to make sure I hit the things I want to hit. So when I look down, I'm looking at my notes. And I apologize, I don't have it all memorized like I should. But I want to make sure I hit this stuff, so I'm going to look down and look at my notes. But when you clearly define what you want, and now you're going through life after you've clearly defined what you want, and you are going to come across negative situations while you're trying to achieve your main game that you've clearly defined. And if you don't know what your main game is, go in the description of this video, and I hope I didn't even check to see that the links are back in there, but hopefully they should be the links to the daily takeoff checklist and learn what a main game is. And there's audios coming soon even to break it down deeper. But I'm going to stay on subject here. When you clearly define what you want, meaning you turn your back to what you don't want, and you clearly define what you do want, and now you're going through your life while you're thinking about what you do want and you're trying to create that. And now you're running into your fears and challenges and how to face them. And the biggest thing here is the biggest thing is to face your challenges. You know, confront them head on. And let that negativity soak in. You know, when you are facing your fears and facing your challenges and facing how you're going to do it, and you're going through your life and you're going through your life and you come across negative situations that normally might bring you down, face them. Confront these negative situations head on, and let that negative frustration kind of soak in and continue. There's a couple steps here. Step one is confront those negative situations head on. If it's with other people, confront those situations and get it out. And then do it again and again and again. And the reason why you want to face your fears and your challenges is because when you continue to face them, eventually they won't seem so big. And then the second part of it is think about things other people have been through. Think about people who have died of cancer. Think about people who have gotten cancer and now they have 4 months to live. We had a homie that this has happened to a few years ago and had 5 years to live. I'm not sure the number that David Marshall had. Rest in peace, homie. I'm not sure of. Actually, I hope you're not resting in peace. I hope you're stirring up dirt and a lot of shit like you did in your life when you were here with us. I hope you're stirring up dirt wherever you are, and you're gonna come back soon. But beyond that, and he's the type of man that can. But beyond that, when you're facing your fears and your challenges and you're going through these rough realities, facing them and constantly facing them, eventually they won't seem like there's such big obstacles, especially when you do step 2 and you think about what other people have gone through, and you're going to be more grateful in the situation you're in because it's not as bad as what it could be. It's not as bad as other people's situations that other people have gone through. And now your situation doesn't look as difficult, as challenging. But this is the kicker. And this is something that I have been struggling with lately because of everything going on at my job and what's going on there currently. It's been extremely stressful. But here's a rough reality. When you clearly define what you want and you face these fears, the outcome on the other side. Oh, let me back up. You clearly define what you want, and now you're facing your fears and your challenges and all this negative stuff, and you're facing it over and over and over. And then you're comparing it to what other people have gone through in their lives, and realize what you're going through is nothing compared to what other people have gone through. And it makes you even more grateful for what you're going through because it's not as bad as other people have. And here is the key. If you are able to raise your vibration when you are going through these rough realities, you will find that what you create on the opposite side of that is even better than what you originally clearly defined. It's almost like this is next level, okay? This isn't just thinking positive and positive things are going to happen. This isn't taking extreme amount of action and you've created the things you want. This is being in those moments where you're facing your challenges while you are maybe creating the opportunities or maybe waiting for the opportunities to present themselves on the how. Maybe you've got to the point to where you've figured out your next logical hustles and you figured out the how you think it's going to happen. And now you're going through life during that time between you clearly defining what you want and it actually revealing itself in your life what that is. And if you are vibrating, this is a very next level critical concept of what I wanted to get to on a night of rough realities, is when you are vibrating or what you're vibrating during these times where you're facing your fears and your challenges and you are facing them and you are confronting them. The way you are vibrating when these negative things happen, and instead of letting it take over you and you wallow in the mud, and you create more negative stuff because you've let this negative things going on in your process of creating what you want. You've let those things steer you to the negative point. The point is, what I'm trying to get at is, if you, with this information, if you are vibrating correctly during these times where you are facing these challenges, what you achieve on the outside of that is even better than what you clearly defined when you started. And it may not be exactly what you thought you wanted, but it will be exactly what you really did want. You just couldn't see it and you didn't know it. And this is way high level here. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat this. When you clearly define what you want, and then you go through your actual life thinking about what you want and taking the action steps to get there. But in doing that, you come across challenges and negative situations and the fears and other people and their negative mindsets and their negative energy. If you can stay at a point where you can vibrate correctly during these times, the outcome of what you create for yourself, of what you clearly define, will be better than what you couldn't see and didn't even know. We could almost end that right now, because this is next level. This is how important this information is because how would you even know to learn to be in those, to have that? This isn't even anything about action. I happen to be heavily on the side of your mindset, and these are the type of things I like to talk about more than the action. Because when I first heard this information, 99.9% of achieving what you want is your thinking. Only 0.1% is the actual action you take towards it. So, and that to me has been the most exciting part about this information. You mean to tell me that I can create whatever I want just by changing my thinking? That is the most enticing thing you could ever tell somebody like me. Because my imagination is my best and worst quality. So I just want to say this again, one more time. When you clearly define what you want, and you're going through your life now trying to create that reality in your life, and you're coming across these negative things that are happening during this time of you creating what you want, if you're able to keep your vibration at a high level, knowing that all of this is small stuff, and you are gonna definitely create what you want. If you can keep your vibration at a high positive level during these times of the negative stuff coming in while you're trying to create it, the outcome on the other side of that depends on the vibration you are sending off during this exact time. And what you achieve, what you actually achieve compared to what you defined, will be better than what you clearly defined for yourself, and you couldn't even see it and didn't even know it. Now let's take a step back now to put that exact part in a little bit easier perspective. Is, let's say, which this is all in the information we studied, let's say you want a new watch. and someone asks you, why do you want a new watch? Well, because I like the way it looks. Well, why do you like the way it looks? Well, because I want to feel. I want when other people look at it, I want to feel like they are looking at me like I'm a successful person. So really, it isn't even a watch that you want. You think that a watch is what will give you that feeling of when people look at it, you are successful. But what you really want, I'm kind of breaking this down here. What you really want is people to look at you and think you are a successful person. So really, it isn't even a watch you really want. And it's a feeling. It's a vibration that you want. You want that feeling that people look at you and you are a successful person. So what goes on to what I've just broke down here about clearly defining what you want, going through the negative stuff and vibrating at a high level, that watch isn't even what you want. What you really want is people to look at you and think that you're successful, and that's what you should be thinking about. Because even more than what you're thinking, it's even easier and should be more faster and create better things in your life when you think about the feeling that you want and not that actual possession or that material thing you want. And let God or whoever you believe in and the universe bring you what makes you feel that way, because it might not even be a watch. And that is the more simpler way of breaking down what I really want to get on is going through these of having a high vibration, because this is why only 0.1% is your action this is why it's so important to clearly define what you want, but not only that, but to feel good every time you think about it. Because it's not even what it is you want. It's the feeling of what you think that thing would give you that makes you feel a certain way. It's not really the watch you want, that people look at that watch and think you successful. It's just the feeling that you want people to look at you and think you're a successful person. And that's what you should be vibrating. And let God or whatever you believe in the universe pay attention. If you were to focus more on the feeling and pay attention to that, and then or not even pay attention to that, but focus on that and get to the point to where you feel like you already have it and you're experiencing those feelings, then God or whatever you believe in the universe will start creating events, circumstances, people, and situations in your life that make you feel that way. Because you think it's a watch that's going to make people, when they look at you, that you are successful. But if you are vibrating just, I want people to look at me and think I'm successful, then God in the universe will bring in your life something that you can't even imagine, that is outside your radar screen, that even makes you feel that way or better, that you could not see, you could not define, and you didn't even know. It was outside of your radar screen what actually will come into your life that makes you feel like the watch and what people think of you when it's that watch. But it's not really the watch you want. It's that feeling. And you will draw into your life that feeling or something even better that you didn't even realize could happen. And this is the magic of this information. And this is what excites me about this information. And this is what makes me want to get people to learn about this information, because that is the most exciting thing I have ever heard of in my life. It's not the watch I want. It's the feeling of what people look at me, that I am a successful person. It doesn't matter if it's a watch. It doesn't matter if it's my clothes. It doesn't matter if it's the car. It doesn't matter how I represent myself. I don't know. I don't even know what the best thing is. And this is just the next level. This is kind of a higher level stuff I wanted to touch on because this is extremely exciting to me. This exact type of information, this exact type of techniques, tactics to create what you want. So you're telling me I can clearly define what I want. And when I'm going through all the BS in my life while I'm trying to achieve that, if I just have a high vibration, what I actually achieve will be better than what I clearly defined in the first place? How many times can I do this over in my life? Are you kidding me? You know, how much can I listen? How much can I study to make that happen in my life? What is my attitude going to be like at work when I got people that don't want to show up and are about to get fired and throwing me under the bus and all this type of stuff? You know what I mean? What should I actually be vibrating instead of being pissed off because I'm around these type of people in the first place? I know what I want. And this is the life I'm living in. So if I can go to work and go through all this BS of being around these people that are mental midgets, but I just look at them and I vibrate knowing I'm gonna achieve, I'm so successful at this, I'm gonna take this outside of here and be even more successful. So I am going to achieve something better than what I already clearly want while I'm going through this. Who doesn't want to learn about that? Who doesn't want to learn to keep their vibration up through the BS after clearly defining what you want, knowing on the other side of that, it's going to be better than what you clearly defined in the first place. And you people won't even tune in to listen to this. Or we haven't done enough work to reach you yet, and I apologize for that, and I need to step it up. I need to step it up because I am clearly not getting this out enough because nobody is watching this. I am sorry I haven't touched you yet. I need to step my game up. Who would not want to learn that? If you don't want to learn that, good luck being mediocre the rest of your life.
And if you're tuned in, I mean, obviously, we got to fight algorithms and all kinds of things to get to everybody, but we're on that path. I mean, we've got snippets and all these things coming out, so there's plenty of things that are on that path to get us to finally getting to you guys.
To reach you right
but realistically, so we got hundreds of videos at this point, and we're like, man, nobody's watching them. But once we tap in, you guys are gonna have a backlog of just tons of gems, gem after gem after gem.
Whoever watches this video right now, tell me that what I had just explained isn't exciting to you. And if it's not exciting to you, then You don't need to watch us any longer. Thank you for
But
tuning in.
that's not even what it is. It's exciting, and if you're watching this, clearly you're here. It's a niche market. It's a niche.
It's not a niche though. It's for everybody.
It's for
That's
everybody,
not
but there's a
niche.
niche amount of people who believe correctly. It's a certain mindset, and there's a niche mindset. Is my point. It is for everyone, and if everybody was winning, hell, it'd be hard. But it's not hard. But the thing is, getting your mindset is right is hard. But once your mindset's right, I was watching this thing on Rick Ross today. And I was like, man, he's just so comfortable, and he's just saying these things, and he got these massive mansions and all this stuff, and it's like he's so chill. It's like he's got there, but you could tell the way his mindset was like, we'll just do that. Well, you want to start a new company? Well, let's go. Let's do it. Like, it wasn't like this, well, it's going to be hard to do. It's like, let's go. Let's figure it out. Right on, man. Let's go. That's dope.
Successful people are too busy doing what everyone else is sitting around still talking about doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the action piece. Let me repeat that. Successful people are too busy doing what everyone else is still sitting around talking about doing.
True.
You can't. I mean, we could end this podcast. Have a nice day. Subscribe. You know what I mean? Like, this is how much I love this information. This has been the most inspiring, and not only that, but it's opened up my eyes to everything else. Who's controlling the food? Who's controlling the water? You know what I mean? All this other stuff that I didn't have. Nobody taught me about any of this stuff. You know, and how just everything since we were a kid is just, it's just, man. And I'm still not at the place I'm trying to be at. Physically. But I am trying to be there mentally as much as possible because I know. If I clearly define what I want, and I get obsessed with it by thinking about it all the time, and I have 100% belief that I can achieve it. And every time I think about it, it makes me feel amazing. And in that process, I find out some 0.1% of action that I need to take to get there, and focus on that and take action on those things that I can only think about will make it happen in my life. Even better stuff will come into my life that will give me the feeling of what I want. That's even better than I imagine what I clearly defined. And there is no more exciting fact to me than knowing that. And that still doesn't make it easy to vibrate at a high level at all times, no matter what's going on around me. And this is the kicker. This is the meat. This is what takes 5 minutes to learn and a lifetime to master, is your mind and your reactions. Because it's extremely difficult to get told my job is in jeopardy and to vibrate at a high level knowing I am not going to be here that much longer anyways. I'm like, it's a 5 minutes to learn and a lifetime to master. But if you don't even have the information to even know that this is what you need to do, And these are the techniques and these are the practices. And if you could use them in small scenarios and learn how they work and get excited and grow and grow with them, if you don't even know that this is possible, then how are you even going to go through the rest of your life and be happy? How are you going to go through the rest of your life and not be stuck at that dead end job because you don't think there's nothing else better for you? Or you know that even if you do think there's better things for you, you don't even believe that you can achieve it? Or you're so stuck on the how that it stops your momentum to even try? So you just settle for this job and working for someone else and making someone else money while they tell you when to come to work, when to go home, when to take a lunch, and when to come back the next day. It is modern day slavery. And so many people are stuck in modern day slavery.
But it's different. You now have a choice. So you're choosing modern day slavery. Because you don't have to do that. We're fortunate now that we're not beaten and forced to do these things. You're choosing modern day slavery.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to choose modern day slavery? Or are you going to are you going to take a deeper look at this information and see how you could change that in your life? And I hope this made any type of sense. I got my notes here. A lot of it is on repeat for a reason. But I hope that made sense. When you raise your vibration, if you're able to, after clearly defining what you want, and then you go through your life and you're trying to achieve it, if you are able to face your challenges and your fears and face them head on and go ahead and let it make you feel negative, because it's gonna. When you confront these things, it's gonna make you feel bad, but you have to keep confronting it over and over and over. And then when you compare it to what other people are going through, is what you're going through really that bad? I've had a homie die of cancer. Why am I even freaking complaining about my job? I am still alive to go to work. My homie isn't even here.
You've had a brother die.
Oh, I don't even want to go.
Yeah, yeah, Jesus, long before that. No choice, too young.
So I was adopted when I was 2 weeks old. And when I was 21, my birth mom found me, and I found out I had a brother and another sister, and another sister. And I was adopted when I was 2 weeks old with two sisters, and I'm in the middle. My birth mom found me, and my brother, and he was like me. He was like my best friend. He lived with me like 2 out of the 3 years I knew him before he died of cancer. Because me and him he was a pimp in Vancouver at 16. Like the guy was a G. He was a stud. Not that pimping is great, but the whole point is my brother was a stud. And he was savvy. And I knew him for 3 years, and he died of cancer. Why would you even take some? We can't get into that, but so anything, I'm going through struggles in my life, and my brother died at 16. So if I can't keep my vibration up at a high level when I'm going through BS at my job from low level people? What kind of person am I? But this is the process you have to go through. And it is challenging because, and this is why you need to face your challenges and then compare it to what other people have gone through. And you will realize it is not that bad. And in that, it will help you raise your vibration. So when you're going through that, you create something better than what you've clearly defined before you've gone through all this trash. Something better. Now, why did you create something better vibrating at a higher level during these times? Because this is how it works. This is the stuff that isn't in any school system for children. This is information they do not teach us in school. This is information that has been hidden from us from the elite class for years. Why is that? This is how important this information is. And thank God for the people that thank God for the people that have grown up and were taught this information and are willing to share it with people that other people do not want it to get to. Thank God for those people. Thank God now that we see famous people and every artist and all these people are really starting to kind of drop this information. If you pay attention, you can get it now. When we couldn't, it wasn't even it wasn't out before.
Right, like listen to Big Sean. Like he just nothing but drops this stuff. Listen to Jim Carrey. Like listen, there's so many people that are on a high level that just talk.
You'll hear stories about how Olympian gold medalists were children and drew a picture and hung it on their wall of them winning an Olympic medal as children and got obsessed with that dream. Are you telling me when that skier is going through their life and the challenges and the people that are telling them that you're never going to make it, the coaches that are telling them you don't have the talent? Britney Spears did not win Star Search, was told you do not have a career in singing. Do you think these people were not vibrating at a level that clearly these people were vibrating at a level of success during people telling them they can't and have achieved greater things than they clearly thought they could to begin with? Which is exactly what I'm trying to get at. It's not even a secret anymore. And most people I'm surrounded with currently aren't even, only by, because this is what's going on right now, but aren't even willing. Many people aren't even willing to get this information, to listen, and aren't even willing to learn. And definitely aren't willing to accept change in their life to implement these tools. You think anybody who's highly successful does not understand, isn't vibrating at a high level when people are telling them you can't make it? Robert's about to chime in here and tell us about 100 people and their scenarios, which I hate, but it's the truth.
I do that, right?
You do, and I hate it. I hate it when
I love giving examples. I love examples. Examples,
but it's the truth. So what can
I
haven't even mentioned it until right now.
I love examples, and I know everybody hates it because I always have a I noticed like Roberto would hang out in the studio and I'm like, like Jim Bob from freaking so and so, he did this same thing, man, and like it wasn't gonna work until, and he would
When you start, so look at Elon Musk. I'm just like,
and everyone hates it.
But it's the truth.
Hates it when I give him great examples, but
I do, but it's the truth. So
yeah, well,
knock yourself out.
I don't care right now. I don't care to give him.
So I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying.
I'm not trying to give a good
go
example.
for it. I'm just saying, like.
I mean, the bottom line is
I
like,
hate it every time you do it. I won't even add it into these clips. I hate it.
no, there's guys,
Not add it in the clips.
you've got Jim Carrey who put a check on the wall. You've got people who've, I mean, they've done all kinds of stuff. You got the Amway guy who.
But it's everybody. It's the truth.
Anybody who's ever made it, you ask them, did you do any visualization stuff? And they're like, oh yeah, of course. I mean, I didn't think about it like that, but sure, I put pictures of XYZ on that wall and blah blah blah. My house.
I put pictures up what I wanted, and I achieved more than those pictures.
I personally did that. Not to mess everybody up, but I personally did that as a kid. This is dumb shit too. Like when I was a boy, like I'm talking 17, 18. All I wanted, because I didn't think I was going to live past 18, 19. I know it sounds crazy, right? But that's I was a kid in gangs and stuff as a kid, and I was fully prepared to go all the way crazy, fucking stupid. And I know that sounds absolutely unrelatable, and I understand that, but all I wanted from a visualization standpoint was a guitar, a snowboard, and a gun. Not a car, not a career, a guitar, a snowboard, and a gun. That is all I fucking wanted. And I'm talking, I hit 21 and I still was trying to achieve that. All I wanted at 21, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, I still never had that. Not a snowboard, not a guitar, not a gun. All I wanted, and I wrote this shit down, and I had no idea about this information, but I was manifesting on a weird level. But I remember thinking, I feel like I fucking succeeded in my life if I had a guitar, a snowboard, and a gun. Protection, fun, and a creative outlet. Okay? That's all I wanted in my whole life. Because I thought I was going to prison and going to die there. And that's all I cared about, was like, I'm going to represent in prison and I'm going to kill somebody and I'm going to fucking die and I don't care. And that's dumb as fuck, and I cannot even believe I'm admitting this. Now this is live, Jesus Christ. But whatever. All I wanted was a gun, a guitar, and a snowboard. But by visualizing those things and wanting those things on such a level, I mean, it literally was my only focus. That's all I want to have. I think that I'm fully successful. I have a gun, a guitar, and a snowboard. And I got those fucking things. A few years later, right? I got them. But by doing that, that helped unlock my mind. Realize I don't want to do any really ratchet, crazy shit like I was going to do as a child. And I pretty much did a lot of stupid shit. But I was like, man, I want more. Once I had attained that, I changed my new painting to where, okay, I got a guitar, a gun, and a snowboard. I'm snowboarding. I got a gun. Cool. I shot it a couple times, like whatever. And that was the most unimpressive thing ever, was a gun. Snowboard was like fucking awesome. I had mad fun. Guitar was great. And I was like, okay, next thing, I want a car, I want a blah, 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 and a blah, blah, blah. And I worked on that. And it was that. And the next thing you know, the more I thought of those things, the more I achieved 10 times those things. So it was hilarious. All I wanted was a fucking motorcycle. And guess what I got? A car, another car, a truck, a fucking dirt bike, a snowmobile, a snowboard. I got so much shit. But I just aimed for something, but I ended up having way more than what I wanted. I wanted a guitar, and I ended up with a studio. I wanted a fucking, and like, so I write the guitar, but I ended up with so much more than that. It's wild.
And he didn't even. Now, did you see all these other stuff?
No.
No.
I only went for those specific things.
Even more than what he wanted.
And it happened every time. Every time I really... Okay, I'll give you another really wild example. Because all this shit's funny to look back, and now having this information is so fucking... Oh my God. Pff, mind blown. Like, explosions out of my head. And I'm like... At one point, I had this fucking Honda Accord. And it was tricked the fuck out. I had it slammed with a, like, specialty fucking lowering kit. Hella expensive wheels and tires and...
Red with the circle rims?
Yeah, I had mad stuff, and especially double capacitors, 1500 watt mono, and dual channel amps, all this like shit. And this car's tricked.
It was dope.
And it was whack to me. And I was like, I gotta have a better car. You know why? Because I want to make beats while I'm in my car. So I needed something that can handle my laptop while I'm in my car making beats and making dope shit. And I want to do this and I want to do that. And I had this car, and I was like, man, I gotta have like all this shit because I need to make dope beats. Originally, I wanted to have a laptop in my car, make beats in it, have a bump, and I could just chill in my car and just throw down some hard ass beats. Through one, and I said, I need a newer car. Because you know what? Now I've gotten too advanced with the technology with my laptops and shit in my car. I need a doper car. Guess what? 2 months later, I had a fucking new Lexus. My dream car, by the way. A car that I remember the first time seeing in my buddy's house in Moses Lake. He's a dentist. Rich as fuck. Hanging out with Brandon Escher, fire chief. Rich as fuck. At the time, that kind of rich, at least, richer than me as a 15 maybe $8 an hour person. And I was like, that's the fucking car I want. Oh my God, an IS fucking 300. I was like, that's the motherfucking joint. I gotta have that ride. I remember the first time driving in that car. It wasn't mine. It was another person's car on Halloween, and we're driving around. I was like, man, this is fucking amazing. I'm mobbing in a Lexus. This is dope. Man, fast forward like 3 years, I own that car. I still have that car till this day, even though it's old as fuck now, but it has never been driven because I just left it in my garage while I drove my other cars. But still, bottom line is I drove that, I bought it, and I was like, this is my dream car. And how crazy is that? Like originally I just wanted a car that wasn't this Honda because I feel like I'd advanced scientifically with the fucking laptops and the softwares while I'm making beats in the car. I was like, I need a new car. This car is just too rattly and crazy. Got a new car. Immediately. Was like, oh my God, I bought this car. Didn't realize I'm going to have to pay $500 a month just in insurance. Like, this is some bullshit. I had no clue the insurance part when I agreed to pay for it. Fucking fast forward, somehow the universe finds a way for me to pay for that fucking car through financing equity in my home and refinancing, and then it just works out, and I own the car. Now I own the car outright. Like, what the fuck, man? And shit just kept shifting. And it's funny, the more money you put out there and you stop worrying about the cost of everything, the more money keeps coming to you. The more you're worried about the dollar you put out going, I gotta save it, this is too expensive, the more you get less money. It's fucked up and crazy, but I've personally experienced it and heard other people talking about it. I gotta go use the restroom. I'll be right back.
What more do you need to hear? How important this information is. Now, where are you going to start? How are you going to start digging out all these negative neurological pathways that you have built up since a child and start replacing them with positive ones? How are you going to do that? What are the techniques to do that? Where are you going to get that information? Because a lot of people talk about this information, but they don't give you the tools and the techniques. And the first place that you can start with these tools and techniques should be now in the description of these videos. Because they weren't in there for a while. I believe that's been fixed. And download for free the Daily Takeoff Checklist. And read it. Read it. I guarantee you'll feel better after reading it. Download it for free and read it. And I have some audios coming soon that is breaking this daily takeoff checklist down even further. But this is, I was just telling them, where are you going to start? Where are you going to go to start digging out the negative neurological pathways
I dropped that echo on
that you have built up since a kid and start replacing them with positive ones and start creating what you do want in your life instead of what you don't want in your life. And that first place should be in the description of these videos in the past, hopefully moving forward, that you can download it for free.
Oh no, they're in 35 of the 37 videos, so you'll be able to figure it out. And by the time in 4 years later, when you finally watch these videos, they'll definitely be in there.
And start the process for yourself of creating what you want instead of continually what you don't want. This is a place. We've created this for you to start. This whole show is so we can give this information as many people as we can so they can start their momentum cycle of success. And it all what started for me, well, obviously be getting obsessed with this information, but this daily takeoff checklist has the information condensed, and these audios that are coming eventually will even break it down further. And you could just listen to it and not have to walk around and read anything, which is not what I had. I had to walk around and read this stuff. Now you can walk around and just listen to it and go about your morning or your afternoon or your evening or all of them. And you could just listen to it. Or you could even repeat it after me and solidify it in your own brain and your own bones even further. And there's a breakdown version where it breaks down this information further in the daily takeoff checklist. So it's a little bit more understandable what a main game is and what a next logical hustle is and how to use those specific two things over and over and over and over to create what you want and bigger and better things every time you do it, and get to the point to where you're creating bigger and better things that you didn't even clearly define to begin with, like Robert was just talking about. You have nothing to lose. And I think this has been an outstanding podcast. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, I think that as crazy as it is, and as simple as it is, it's like sometimes these things just come out and they're just so simple to do. It's like it's 'cause it's that easy.
Some of this greatest truth in life, or in some of the greatest truths in life, are the simplest ones. It's so advanced and simple. Oh my gosh. Man, I don't have anything else on that one, man. I think that's a good show, and we can like wrap it up on that.
All right, guys. If you didn't understand some of this stuff, under it's understandable. No, I
I
listen.
went deep on purpose because we've been.
I didn't
winging it
wrap
for
my
so
head around.
long.
It's hard. Some of this stuff's hard to wrap your head around. So I get it, and it takes a minute to. It takes a minute to totally grasp some of this stuff, and then if you don't understand it, comment and say, "Hey, I need more clarification. I don't understand."
Let's clarify it further. Let us show you how to use it in your life so you can see how it works, so you get it.
We understand it fully. So like when we apply it in what we do every day. So ask the question and we will go more in depth and give you more examples of how it's worked and how it's been applied. Ask those questions, like, comment, subscribe. So comment those questions, subscribe, like if you want more of this information. It'll help YouTube recommend it to you. Hit the notification bell if you want to know the next time we have it. It's typically Thursday, and yes, we're super late today. It's 11:30, and here we are just knocking out a 30-40 minute video. But at the same time, just understand. Hey, but at this point, you guys are not going to be watching for like 3 or 4 years. Hopefully it's only 1 year or 4 more months, the way Will's going with all these snippets and stuff that are like nothing but the gems out of these videos. And it pops off in the next couple of months. Who knows? And then you see this stuff. But at the end of the day, 2 months from now, you're going to see, 200 videos. You got a lot of content. So again, if you have questions, comment and we'll read them and figure it out. We have
We
another.
also have a TV for all you Roku owners. We got a TV station that's starting soon. Real soon. Putting all the material.
And not just Roku owners, it'll be smart TV owners. So if you have a smart TV,
Fire.
it's all that
Apple.
stuff. Yeah, anything that
But
has
for starters,
multiple
it will
things.
be Roku for starters.
Well, it won't just be Roku. It'll be, I would normally talk to Will about this on the side, but that the Roku is basically the TVs are Roku TVs now, and so now you'll get the TVs, and they have the smart TVs are basically a Roku TV. So anything we build for a Roku unit will end up working on all these other TVs. So we're gonna be able to transition. So you guys are gonna be able to get, if you have a smart TV, a smart device, you're gonna find a TV channel from the Frequency Control channel, which will be, I think Will wants to go with the Mind Tools. He's kind of heading this whole thing, but
Mind Tools TV.
Mind Tools, you're gonna be able to see. There'll be all kinds of different things,
All
from
kinds of
books, things you can download from a freaking PDF standpoint,
Information about what's going on in
Videos,
the world on both sides.
new things, news. There's going to be a lot of stuff, and then we'll be hiring people to do different aspects of it, because at some point we can't handle everything. We're busy doing a bunch of other shit. But bottom line is, you at the beginning you're going to be able to get like the positivity thing, the mindset thing, the information piece, and then you'll also get like you'll get like 24-hour straight video content, like a beats. You'll get beats, instrumentals.
Yes.
Like if you're just trying
As
to
a
hang
matter
out.
of fact, you will get like, through the night, you can tune into the music playing at night from 10 until 5 in the morning, because technically.
And you'll have multiple channels. You'll have beats by Will, beats by me, compilations of him and I, and then we may do some scoring video style stuff. There could be other musicians.
I've got 2 episodes for a documentary that should be starting here soon. So there'll be a documentary of heroes. People. So many people live and die and are heroes in their lives, to their children, to their families, and nobody even hears about them. So far, I've got 2 people lined up to start a docu-series of unsung heroes. So that'll be coming. Like, we have a lot of like cool information coming, man. And I've always wanted to do a documentary. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I have drawn people in who have wanted to say, who have been dropping documentary sentences and have never showed up again. But I still stay consistent that it's something I want to do. And I literally have now 2 people to do 2 separate episodes on a document series of Unsung Heroes.
So you'll get that. You'll get animated videos. You'll get. You're gonna get cartoons.
The
You're
Timmy
gonna get.
Talking story. Watch out for that.
Yeah, you're gonna get graffiti tutorials.
Animated series called Blows.
Yeah, you'll get graffiti tutorials. You're gonna get so many random things.
Tutorial.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of stuff like documentaries of like you're just gonna get a lot of stuff. So it's just gonna expand.
Looking
and
forward to that. We're growing this,
only
man.
get
And
crazier.
you're gonna watch it unfold, and that's exciting because you're gonna watch it from 0 to success, and that's exciting because we're not coming to you from technically $1 million I can show you, and it's not about the money. It's about the lifestyle and just continuing
the
to
journey.
grow. That's another thing I kind of wanted to get on is, no, we're going to save that.
Yeah, too many gems. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. We're gonna end this joint right here.
Yes.
Look for us. Look for us. We're gonna be on Roku channels and things of that nature. Go ahead and get that daily check off. Not sheet.
Daily takeoff checklist.
Checklist. Like I said, not sheet.
Description.
It'll be in the description, and it's in most of these videos. It takes a minute to get them up, so you'll be good. By the time you get here in 4 years, it'll definitely be
However long it takes.
and then it might cost you a lot of money by then. So get on it. All right,
Now's the time.
peace
Okay,
out.
follow